All right. Hello. We are back filming
Episode
episode
3.
3.
Cheers.
We hope to
Number
have some
3.
returning viewers or listeners, however you're listening to us. Wicked. We don't care. Thank you for listening and joining us. And we think we got our sound and stuff figured out.
I hope so. I hope it works.
Yeah, I think
We're going to
this
try
is
it without
gonna be-
headphones, and otherwise we may have to go into headphones.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but I think this is going to be really good. So
We got the mics plugged in. Step 1, plug your stuff in, and let's see.
yes.
So how was your week?
How was my week? Gosh, what did I even do this week? Oh, so getting a new car.
Yes. What did you get?
A Jeep Compass.
Her wife brought her over to the Jeep world.
Yeah.
No surprise
now
there,
we're a
actually.
2 Jeep family, which is pretty cool. We love him though. Her stepdad works for St. Albert Dodge. So thanks, Nick, for that. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. What about you? Oh, you started your first week of work.
I had my first week of work. It was good. I love it. I love the other I think that was the puppy.
The dog needs to go out. Again, we record live with our family and people around.
The other MOA, she is incredible and she's trained me. So I got thrown into the deep end. They were like, here you go, give it a try. So I worked 2 days this week, full days, and it's kind of overwhelming going back to work after 12 years. Well, I guess like working from a boss. Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
yep.
amazing.
All the things, like it's a male doctor. So anytime things happen, like I got to be in the room, things like that. I'm not going to explain details. It's all confidential, obviously, but, just learning the systems, like I can't even figure out where to put their damn height and weight, like little things that I know I'm going to get.
What I mean is I think it's amazing that they hired you having no medical background. That's amazing. That means that they had faith in you and they trust you. So that's cool.
It's exciting. I love it. And the other lady, she's like, please don't leave me. I really love you. I'm like, I love it here too. They've apparently been through a few receptionists. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm loving it so far.
Well,
it was fun. Tonight, Brooklyn's doing her birthday, so we got up early. We went to launch pad. Oh, so yesterday, I'm like cleaning the office. She's like, I can see every speck of dirt. So basically, like, you can't fool me. She has 6 kids, so she's like, I will find it. So I'm like vacuuming, and I move a chair, and I move the garbage can. I'm vacuuming, and all of a sudden I stand up, and there was a fucking cupboard up there. So I have a goose egg on my head. Oh, I'm holding my head.
That hurts so bad.
I'm like trying to figure out if I'm bleeding or not. I'm trying to vacuum. And then I'm like, what would have happened if I would have knocked my damn self out? Like what, this is just me. My hairdresser has gone darker, but I'm blonde at heart. I've always been like, I'm blonde. I used to go blonde because
I do like it actually blonde. Why don't you go blonde again?
It's hard to upkeep.
Oh, I know. Well, this is my awesome silver. Oh yeah, no, this is silver. Don't let the camera fool you. It's fucking silver.
So work was great. I had so much fun.
We'll see. We forgot. What did we eat before we came here?
I was gonna say
it's time for our shout out edible.
So we've got the spins today. We shared.
We don't actually
spins, the tropical mix. So they're just like cute little gummies.
They taste amazing. Those are the best tasting gummies I have had to date. Really good. And we also had some of the usual oil that we have every week.
We're doing good. We went to a little driveway wing ding.
Driveway wing party with our in-town friends here, which was pretty awesome. May head back thereafter to watch the hockey game when we're done recording. But today we had to get back here because we were so excited that it's Paranormal Day.
Right. Before that, I have a surprise.
Oh, right.
I have a surprise for you. So I'm going to step away. You got to give me a second.
Okay. So I'm not even sure what she's doing. She just said she has some sort of surprise bag and we're going to like open them together and we don't know what's in there. I don't even know where they're from. This is new.
So it's one for both of them.
Okay.
And anyone that is like has young kids, you
get like an Ardeen grab bag.
Obsessed with the blind.
I love makeup grab bags from Ardeen.
So we've got some blind bags. I can tell you they are from a fellow camper.
Okay, am I allowed to guess?
Guess.
Nora?
No. I would not be surprised if it was from Nora, but no.
Do you know who it's from?
I know who it's
okay.
from. It's something that I ordered.
Melissa?
No?
A fellow camper from something that you ordered.
You've ordered from her. I've ordered from her.
Ashley?
No? She's done markets. She's not there anymore.
Why am I blind right now? All right, well,
I'll guess. Her name is like, you could eat it.
Cherries?
No. Cherry. No, so her name is Candy.
Oh, she made our sweatshirt. She made our hoodies, actually.
Camping Nut Creation.
Yes. Camping Candy. Yes. Babe, these are from Candy.
These are from Candy. So she's like, are you going to reveal on the air? And I said, I think that would be really fun.
Absolutely.
Because I was going to show up to the party like in this. And I was like, no, I can't do that.
This is
then
more
it would ruin the
fun.
surprise.
That's right.
So open your bag
All
to
right.
see what it is.
Let's see. What a candy.
So I have my first.
Oh my gosh.
Ever. These are going to be our first little giveaways.
Shut up.
They're beer koozies because she's like, it's fitting.
Is fucking amazing.
So there's some little beer koozies. Oh my God,
I could actually
logo on it.
I could actually cry.
And you got to keep going because
this is like in my, like, I visioned this. You all know what I said. Like, I envisioned this. Get out of here. I actually might cry. Stop it.
So it's our very first merch.
Oh my God.
So I'm just going to show up to the party in this. And you
I would have,
what the fuck, bitch? Like, where'd you get that?
These are beautiful. I'm totally shocked right now.
So we've got our first hoodies.
Thank you so much. I love them.
And then we've got swag. We've got giveaways. So what's our first goal? 100 subscribers?
Yeah.
We're at 9. Should we do 50 and 100? We could do 50 and 100.
Yeah.
Let's do 50 and 100. If we can get there, we'll give these away. We'll mail it to
50. They get one of these. We get to 100. They get a.
We'll do it. We'll do a draw around.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Look, I'm happy with 9 subscribers. I thank you. And you know what? You're probably all of our friends, and that's okay.
There's already people that are like, I look forward Tuesday night. Like, you better have it posted. So our goal is every Tuesday. Obviously, we've been posting early because it's been done. It's been ready. We want to be raw, real, unedited. Last week there was some glitches, and so we're trying to work through that. But
I think this is good now. I actually think that we found it. I think that I think we're good, honestly.
Yay! Okay, so first of all, we connected about paranormal. So one of the first times I ever met you, we were at the campground. It was someone's place. I don't even know who it was. It must have been it was a random for me. I think you were friends with them, but they had a little bar and we were talking about.
Was it the chicken coop?
No.
Okay.
It was one over by the bouncy pillow, kind of, sort of. But they're not there anymore. Oh, anyways, we started talking about paranormal and you're like, well, yeah, Jetties, I think, or somewhere in town. You said often you get like swiped and stuff. So we start talking about this kind of stuff, and it's intrigues us both. I'm the kind of person that puts very strict boundaries on anything in that sort. So you're allowed to come around. But I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be like touched in the middle of the night. Like, and
just don't come home with me.
Yeah. I don't want to be scared. I'm okay if you come around and give me signs. Like, for example, we were talking about my father-in-law one time, and it was me, my husband, and his friend James, and we were just talking about how there's signs that he's around. And when I believe, and it's just my belief, but when loved ones pass on, they come around to check on you and stuff, and they give you signs. You just have to be open to seeing them.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
and you can't think you're crazy or let other people think you're crazy. If you feel it and you know in your gut that this is what you're feeling, look, I got family members like, you're crazy about the paranormal. That's your opinion,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, until you see it or feel it for yourself, who are you to say what anybody else?
Right. Thanks. So all of a sudden, all I can do is point up to my porch in my old house. There was a hanging chandelier and it was swinging. I heard it tink, like the glass hit a light bulb, and I heard a tink, and I looked up and it was like swaying, like someone was swinging off of it. And all I did was point, because they want to just be noticed. They just want, like, hey, I see you. I pointed, and then my husband and his friend looked, because like, am I crazy? No, it's happening. Like, we all see this, right? and then it just like slowed down and stopped, and it only did it once that night.
Yeah.
There was no wind or
That's
nothing. Like it
nuts.
was just
Yeah. That
yeah.
I know.
So I'm very much a believer. So how did it come about with Joy?
I think we were talking about ghost adventures first, and that's how we were just talking. Like, do you watch paranormal shows? It may have even started with Destination Fear,
Probably.
because that is our favorite paranormal show, and it's some kids from oh man, and I'm so embarrassed, and I love them so much. The boys live in Vegas and Chelsea, so it's childhood friends and a brother and sister, and they're part of Destination Fear. And when they got dropped from that channel, they started a YouTube channel, and they had to change their name to Project Fear. And they go throughout all the scariest places in the States, and they actually just recently did a trip to Europe, and it was spectacular. And next episode is Dakota said May, so it is our favorite show. To me, they're the most real. I've
Even the
watched
kids,
them.
Haley, Quincy, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
like all my kids, they all love it.
Yeah, and we watched them grow up. So then we got access to Alberta Beach, to a lady, a sweet old
Random.
lady named Joy that we just adore.
Oh my
she's
God,
the
I love
sweetest.
her. She goes back every year.
I just realized I'm wearing a Project Fear
Oh,
bracelet.
jeez.
How much I love it. Anyway, yeah. So they give us access because they love that we are bringing attention to the town and the paranormal factor of it, because it is a popular thing, and a lot of people are doing paranormal stuff now. So they love when we come and do it, and we get footage, and we've gotten some stuff there. Like,
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But first of all, so Joy, super sweet lady, she opens all the doors.
Yeah.
And this is what we were talking about in the last episode in Alberta Beach. It's all the old houses, the old schoolhouse, the old medic station, the old church, the old jail. So the first time we went into the jail, remember, it like told us to look up and stuff. And it's
just to say real quick, they all used to be obviously throughout places within the town, and then they just put them all in behind like a locked fence, all in kind of like a little village with sidewalks that go around between each house, and we can explain. But yeah, that's what she means. It's just a cute little haunted village.
Yeah. So yeah, it used to be all over Alberta Beach, but now they're like historical buildings. So they're all in just one area, and you can go in and check it out. And I find the visitors and stuff is very less than it should be for what you get to see when you go there. Like it's so cute. And we go often during the day as well.
Yeah.
And you get a different experience. So lots of times we'll bring out our ghost equipment and we'll check it out during the day and at night, because you'd have different experiences. So my husband and I went to Alcatraz, and same thing.
Yeah.
We did a night tour because we're in Alcatraz.
Why?
How could you
how could you even go to California? Is that San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah. And not go there? Like I can't even process in my brain why we wouldn't go there.
So I was told, I guess, like, maybe
to go.
I've always been told, oh, they're closing soon. Like it's so decrepit now that it's not safe. That's not true. They have actually been doing renovations for a super long time. They just close off sections of it at a time so they can like restore it and repair it almost back to its original state if they can, so to keep the tourism. Because actually what I've learned
it's spectacular
is that now
so bad.
if they ever have it non-functioning, the island, they have to give it back if they don't use it. So they plan to always keep it open and do the tours, which is super cool. But we went into like the warden's quarters and all these little locked gates. We went down into the cellar. So I don't know. Murder in the First, the movie with Kevin Bacon. Such a good fucking movie. Anyways, it's apparently based off of Alcatraz, how they were like thrown in the hole for days, weeks, months, years at a time. They were forgotten about. That was all apparently based on Alcatraz. They took us down there. Where are the carvings in the walls? Now there's like perfectly square rectangles in the floor that are like a different color than all the other cement.
Yeah.
Like that's where the
yeah, you know that.
So we asked
like
them about it. We're like, what's this about? Like if it was all poured at the same time, the concrete, it wouldn't have inconsistencies in the color and blah, blah, blah. Right. So their lips were sealed. Needless to say, they would not disclose the information, but we're like, this is where they put people, right? Like we're trying to grill them.
All right. Just because we're real. and we don't edit this, just so you guys know, we don't edit any of this. That oil that we took before we left Matt's just literally kicked in. And I could not tell if the microphone was working. So I was just squinting. So people were probably like, what is she doing? I'm like, can that hear
That's
me?
too funny.
But I forgot to turn on the echo cancellation. So if there's echoes, I'm sorry.
All good. I don't think they'll care. So we went, when we did the original tour, you put on the headphones and you walk from room to room and it explains everything. Like that's a basic tour that you can go to, which is super cool. But then we also went like in solitary confinement, for example. And Mike went in, I took pictures of him. He like felt cool, whatever. And then all of a sudden, strangely enough, the parents FaceTime us. They've got our kids, like his parents. They watch the kids for us. Of course, they're the greatest. Like between his parents, my parents, we've always got someone to watch the kids. I've traveled twice without my kids. Like if it wasn't for work with Mike and I, we went on our honeymoon and I took him to San Francisco because he works so hard and I appreciate that. And so I wanted to treat him and surprise him. So it was all money that I earned through Tupperware and I took him on this trip and stuff. But his parents FaceTimed us. And he's chatting and he's got the phone and he's like, and this is like where this is. And this, and then he goes, and this is solitary confinement. And he walks in and he's like, holy fuck. And he like booked it out of there.
So
he's
creepy.
like, babe, the walls were closing in on me. Like, because it's pitch black. You can't see anything. And solitary confinement, like you go through the original set of gating and then there's like the rooms that are there. And yeah, he thought it'd be cool to like show his dad and everyone what it looked like. And he's like, I would not want to be there. And they don't have power and stuff because they're out on an island. So it just, so much information. It was really, really cool. But I love doing those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And clearly you do as well too.
Yeah.
Because you went to New Orleans over Halloween.
Yeah, we went to New Orleans. So I won a trip. I won the grand prize at my work, which was 2 flights anywhere in North America. So I thought, where is expensive to fly, first of all, from Canada? And where is like super haunted in the States? So I was like, I want to go to New Orleans over Halloween. So I floated it by Emma and she was like, okay, let's do it. It was that or Salem. I did
Salem
also
would be really cool.
Dude, we have to go to Salem. Actually, we should do a podcast from Salem.
Oh gosh,
Dude,
let's do it.
I want,
then it's a tax rate, right, Michelle?
Yeah. Oh, our accountant's here, Michelle. Yeah.
Let's just do traveling podcasts.
Listen, we would. Could you imagine? I would totally be a traveling podcaster.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Dominican.
Yes, go to Michelle's.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
So we go to New Orleans over Halloween, and it was amazing. I mean, I can't explain it. We went on a 11 p.m. haunted tour of the Masonic number 33 cemetery on Halloween night. We had dowsing rods. We had other equipment. The dog looked like a hairless cat coming down the stairs. And I was like, what the hell is that?
Where did that come from?
It was just the chewini that we had.
What does a dowsing rod do? What's the purpose of them?
Dowsing rods, do you know those things?
The sticks. I've seen them on Coraline.
I have them, actually. We brought some.
I know.
home.
I've seen them. Okay. I just don't know how they work.
I don't know exactly how they work, and I don't want to be quoted or anything. So this is just what I know about them. Just, for purposes of me not sounding like a moron. I'm not going to lie. I don't know exactly.
No, yeah. But from what you know.
They're like grounding, and they're for finding water. They can detect water. I think there's copper in them, and you hold them, and one can go in one direction and one can go in the other direction. And they're pointing you to something, and it's water, but they also can point you to energy. So they can feel out the energy of where you are. And we actually use the SLS Ghost Tube. We love that app.
Yeah,
we turn off.
It works great,
right? We love that. So we turn on airplane mode. We turn off Wi-Fi. And when we were visiting these mausoleums, I mean, and everything's above ground in New Orleans because there's sea level. And when we were going on the tours, the lady actually said to us, she said, if you see any puddles and it hasn't been raining, don't step in the water because there's likely to be human remains in it. Oh, she actually said that to and this was a group tour, and we were like, holy shit. I can't even with those. I'm obsessed, by the way. Obsessed. But we saw, like, it was just one of the coolest places. I had a reading done by a witch named Mary.
I've always wanted to go.
New Orleans. I would love
It's on
the
my
four of
list.
us. Like, no, like we need to do a podcast from New Orleans.
Mike has a friend from there, and he's like, I will take you and I'll like show you the real New Orleans. How do you say? Yeah,
New Orleans. So we did the alligator or the swamp. We did the swamp tour
on the big airboat.
We didn't do the airboat.
Oh.
No, babe, was that an airboat? Emma. No, it wasn't, right? It was just like a swamp boat.
So I did a big airboat in Florida.
Okay. So those, yeah, you could have done that there, but we didn't. So the swamp tour we went to, and we didn't realize this, the land on that the tour we went on is owned by the people that are doing the tours. So it's their land, and the swamps move, and they know their gators. Like they have names for them. He calls them. Oh. He calls them up, and
does he feed them?
Yeah, marshmallows.
That's why.
Right, but they come by name
now.
Absolutely they are.
That's cool.
But then when they have storms and stuff, the swamps move, and then sometimes they're gators, and then they get new gators that come in their swamps because of the hurricanes.
Gator.
It's so fucking cool.
Marshmallows,
and they do. They have like Alex. They can call the gator, but it is such a cool place. Like the history, went to a plantation tour. We did Oak Alley, so the live oaks in New Orleans. I mean,
we'll post a picture.
Fuck yeah! I mean, pictures will be loaded during the editing. Just FYI, we don't edit any of the footage of us speaking or anything, but I will add pictures.
We're learning to put things in.
That's right. I've been doing some studying, you guys. So yeah, it was. The oak trees, like the city revolves around the oak trees. If your house is on whatever street, Charles Street, which is one of the main streets, I think it's the main street that the trolley goes down, actually. It was amazing. But if your house is there and the oak trees roots uproot your house, that's too bad. You leave it. It's the oak trees land. Like that's how much the trees are
amazing. Actually,
amazing. Mm-hmm. Like they cannot be disturbed.
Figure it out. That's how Mike did the campground. He'd like build decks around the.
I know. I love it. That, but that was New Orleans was. I mean, oh gosh, I will upload some pictures.
And then you also did like a haunted house.
Oh God. Okay. Shit.
So we do haunted houses. We do Edmonton. We mentioned that.
I was just going to say, if you see that go red, it means we're too loud.
Oh God.
Because I got excited.
Mine's blinking
red. Excited.
Mine's been blinking red since we started.
In Edmonton, and in most cities, they have like the haunted house that you walk through that everybody's scared. So in Edmonton, it's Deadmonton. It's at the old Edmonton Sun building, which is creepy enough to fucking begin with. And then you add all the scary shit. But we love going through that. But in New Orleans, it was at the mortuary. And it was in an actual fucking mortuary.
That would be so cool.
And
so so freaky as hell, but so cool at the same time.
The coolest thing about this place was the guy that bought it specifically to turn it into a haunted house for Halloween.
He's smart.
Because
he's a smart man.
He's like, wealthy people. If I had that kind of money and I could provide that kind of entertainment, I would absolutely do it. To me, totally worth it. We stood in line. Like it was the scariest fucking thing ever. I went in with Emma holding her hand. I came out holding somebody else's hand. Emma came out holding out somebody else's hand. But they actually hire.
Did you have beignets?
Dude, yeah. But I'll get to that in a second. There's actually a story with that. But they hire Hollywood makeup artists for their actors and actual like real actors.
That's awesome.
It was terrifying, but I want to go every year.
Every single year.
Dude, think about it. It's our annual trip to New Orleans for Halloween.
I mean, that would
not suck.
I still have a kid that trick-or-treats though. That's the hardest thing. Okay, so we got married October 25th. I didn't leave on my honeymoon until November 1st because I had to be home for Halloween with my kids. Like I had to be. I don't miss Halloween. Halloween's big in my house. You know that. Yeah. I do a big Halloween party every year for the kids. We play fishing game, like all the games and goodie bags. And
I just got a chill.
Someone's
It's
here.
going on.
Someone's
Yeah,
visiting
somebody
you.
was. Yeah, that was creepy. Anyway.
So Halloween's big, and I'm the mom. So I remember being a child. My parents didn't trick or treat with us. They were like, "Have fun, see ya when it gets dark outside."
Because it was 1987 and nobody gave a fuck.
So
Her parents are like, "See ya." I'm like,
I remember being that child that went up to a doorstep, and the parents were in a Halloween costume, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And I vowed. I mean, I was still the young adult that was getting dressed up. Like me and my cousin, we worked at the bar, so we would have been 19. We were in Saskatoon. I wore a pig costume. She wore a cow costume. My mom made them. They were onesies. Like we weren't about being like a sexy critter. We were like full on onesies.
There was no such thing as sexy critter back then.
No, come on. You put ears and a tail on anything. Lingerie. I'm aging us. No, but there was everyone was being Playboy bunnies and stuff back in that day. Like everyone was being sexy and cute, and we were like, "I'm gonna be a pig and a cow." Oh no, she was a giraffe actually, because a giraffe was her favorite animal. I don't know how I got roped into being the pig, but I put like a pillow in my tummy and everything. We wore them to the bar. It was hot as fuck. Like we were stupid, but I was the one that always dressed up. And then once I had kids, I had even more reason to dress up. So we dress up every year. We always have. I have a big tickle trunk.
Oh,
that's a word. What's that?
Did you just say Emma giggle?
Mr. Rogers' name? No, Muppet. No,
dude, but do you know what a tickle trunk is, though?
Mr. Dress Up with his tickle trunk full of
but
clothes.
That's also what they keep sex toys in. It's a tickle trunk.
Okay, well, it's not that kind of tickle trunk. This
I'm
is
giggling over.
That's called a sex trunk, and it should have a lock on it. We had a tickle trunk. We still have a tickle trunk full of costumes. So when people come over,
I don't know if I believe what's in your tickle trunk.
When you go to a Halloween party, most times no one's dressed up. Like the odd person's dressed up. When you come to my Halloween party, you'll be the odd one out if you're not dressed up. So people will come and they'll be like, "Oh fuck, you meant it. Like everyone's actually dressed up." I'm like, "Yeah." Because I do theme parties all the time. Like any chance to dress up is fun, right?
Yeah.
And so then they're like, "Well, I feel dumb now." I'm like, "Come with me. Let me have." Let's
she has
look
a
at
tickle
this
trunk
full of Halloween costumes.
That is hysterical. Oh my god.
So we started watching Project Fear in your gazebo at camp. Yes. You got all my kids hooked.
It is. They're just so like. There's.
I would love to do that. Like, just go on camera and record what you, because you've got the music box, you've got all.
We've got the digital recorders. We've got the SLS. Yeah, I mean.
So the one that she was talking about that we all have on our phone, what's it called? SLS.
It's Ghost Tube.
It's Ghost Tube. Well, first of all, my husband likes to taunt them, and I'm like, "You got to stop doing that because you're pissing them off."
Oh, that's what I was going to mention. You just actually reminded me.
So we were like, he's like, "Give us a sign that you're here. Like, show me that you're serious." And then
that's what Emma does.
What did it say? 33 or something like that. And we're like, it was the one, right? But it was the one and only time we've ever gotten a number, like a number, the exact number on our phones. We usually get words. This just gave us a number. I was like, "Well, what's the importance of this number?" Like, we're all trying to figure it out. And literally my brother turns around, he's wearing a jersey and that number's on his back. We're like, "Oh, okay.
That was
I told you, don't fuck around." Well, yeah, because we won't do this at our own sites because I don't want to know what's there. I don't want to know what kind of scary things are out there.
No. And that place is so dark at night. Like, you don't. No.
We may have walked through abandoned buildings. Dude. We may have. But we often, and even when we go to the Alberta Beach Museum, we'll take a gummy or we'll take some oil or we'll take a drink, whatever, because she doesn't care. And it just makes it so much more fun.
I mean, you hear everything.
Everything's amplified. You're like, what?
We've had the creepy experiences at Alberta Beach, actually.
Quite a few.
The one with Crystal in the church.
In the church with the Bible.
Yeah.
She probably should. So it was open to this really weird page and she started reading out of it and we're like, "Ooh, this seems a little weird." And so we decided to like get out of there, and all of a sudden we hear this loud
fell off the the Bible holder.
Yeah.
What's it?
Just fell down. We've had so many,
the
pedestal. I don't know. pedestal, the Bible holder.
Haley just pissed her pants.
And then, so we were out in Mexico, and it was one of it was one of our last days.
I will get this video.
And all of a sudden, we're looking at the park, and there's 4 swings or 3 swings.
Well, wait, let's just
maybe
to
2
the
swings.
that we each had this a separate encounter. Like you had it and I had it.
Right.
Like we each had the same encounter at a different part of the resort, and then we each found out later that we were like, dude,
she asked what it was, because she's like, that can't be the wind, because then all the swings would swing together. Like when one thing's swinging and all the rest of them are not, seems a little weird. So I even got it on video. I think you got it on video. And so she asked the guy, and do you remember what he said? You were there, not
no,
me.
but what I wanted to say
he
is
said it was an illusion.
Right. But when you saw yours, it was at a totally different part of the resort.
Yeah.
And then we saw ours at a top, like near where the food, that restaurant was. But we saw it at different times and like compared the stories and went, holy shit, we saw the same thing, but at different parts of the resort at different times.
Yeah.
That's what was weird about it. And we both got video of it, which is really fucking weird.
Well, of course, because we're like, you got to check this out.
Right, we see something fucking weird. So yeah, there's 4 swings. Only one is going like this. And it's windy. You can see the palm trees in my video swaying like this. And we're like, what the fuck? And we walked up to it, and Emma goes, who is that on the swing? And it slowed down and stopped. So we were going on our excursions. We were booking our excursions. We did dolphins, and we did the
pirate ship.
That was really fucking
We went
fun.
shopping in town. Yeah, I'm drinking faster than you. How's that happening?
Because I'm super high, man.
So high.
So
I was gonna do a podcast, then I got a high.
I almost fucking
shoot.
That was crazy.
Nice big glass wine, thanks.
Oh, and our fucking glasses. I can't even with these. I'm obsessed. Like,
I know, I'm excited. I was totally gonna wear it, and then you'd be like, "Where the fuck?" And then I wouldn't be able to keep his. Mike's like, "Are you gonna?" Do the reveal at Matt's.
No, you had to do it.
I was like, no, I can't.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're going on the excursions, and we happened to mention to the travel guy, we said we saw something super strange. We saw a set of swings, and we explained it, and he said it sounds like it could be an aloosh, the alooshes, and we're like, what is that? And he said they're these. Now, again, don't quote me, okay? I could be misthinking.
I Googled it.
I did have a lot of mango margaritas. All right. They all sounded the same. And anyway, and we got to talk about as well, because we were going to talk about vacations, is the furry marshmallow.
Hey,
we'll get to that.
This is the same trip. So we'll get there.
Yeah. So anyways, he said that they're they're creatures, mythical creatures that guard the families, and they're predominantly for the male. And if the male passes away or something and it doesn't bond to the wife or the family, it turns on the family, but it doesn't hurt them, but it's mischievous, but it's territorial.
Yes. So I looked it up, and it says it's ALUX, but it's aloosh, like aloosh. And then it's a fairy / goblin, often childlike.
I love the word goblin.
Often childlike creature that just plays tricks. Like, at the simplest form, it's just a little creature that plays tricks. Your story about how it guards the family and stuff, that's all in there as well. But that's how they related it to, like, they're just out there playing tricks. That's why they're like playing in the playground and things like that. So
okay. But it was just so bizarre that we saw the same thing in different parts of the resort. It was just really fucking weird.
So let's get to the fairies, the fuzzy strawberry.
Oh my god.
Which excursion was it? Was it the pirate? No, it couldn't have been the pirate adventure.
No, it's when we came back after
we did shopping.
It's when we came back after we found edibles.
Oh, the dolphin manatee swimming with the dolphins.
No, it was the shopping trip, because we were down.
But we found we found the edibles the first time when we did the dolphins. Like, we walked up down all those little shops.
Oh, but those ones didn't have any THC in them. We didn't get the actual edibles until Emma and I found them in the shop. You and your parents went off shopping, and then Emma and I went into the weed store. Well, not the weed store, as they say.
Smoke shop.
Smoke shop.
It was at the Dolphins.
It was?
Yeah,
okay.
it was.
I stand
'Cause you
corrected.
found it, and then I was like, "Where? What?" And I went and
Okay.
bought some too because
Gotcha.
we said, and that's where Haley got her pens and stuff from too. It was
Okay.
all that day swimming with the dolphins, and so we got back right before 6, and the swim up bar closed at 6.
But when we went in to buy these edibles, we said, you don't have legal edibles. And he says, no. But he nodded, no, like this. And we said, well, how strong do you have? And because this is why this story is funny with the furry strawberry, because the edible kicked in and it was Mexican and it was fucking amazing. But he says,
Emma was like tapping the water in her little inner tube. It was super cute.
God, it was so funny. But he put out 7 bags of edibles and he said, potency from 1 to 7. I went, oh God, 5.
Yeah.
Because we're Canadian. I get a lot of BC shit. I mean, we can handle it.
Yeah.
So we picked number 5. And we shared one because we don't know what the potency is. He just said it's 5. It's 5 out of 7. All right. And we're like, okay, how many pesos? Take it and we fucking eat it. So we get back to the hotel and we're like, fuck, pool's closing soon. Like she said, it was like 5 o'clock.
Yep.
We wanted to get the last of those mango fucking margaritas
Beers.
loaded up on the bar and the beer before.
We had a big stash on the bar. We're like, give us all
fucking
that
bars close at 6, by the way. It's fucking bullshit. Come on, Mexico.
I think so too, but you know what it is? The sun starts going down, and in their eyes, but no, not for us Canadians.
No, I could stay there.
I could stay in the pool till midnight, like
100%,
especially if the bar's open,
dude. And why Jose will stay there,
right?
He'll totally fucking stay
in his
there.
little Canadian T-shirt that I gave him underneath his work attire.
That is the fucking.
I always bring T-shirts, cups, all the things.
So we get back to the pool, and now keep in mind we haven't had any drinks. We have eaten an edible, but the edibles haven't really kicked in. We don't know what we're waiting for because this is a new Mexican edible, level 5. That's all the fuck that we know. And we get as many fucking drinks into us as we can before the bar closes. And how did it even start with this fucking guy?
Well, so it was someone you had actually met in the sports bar. Yeah.
Okay. So it was in May. So it was getting close to playoff. Oh no, it was February. February to March is when we went. So it was getting close to playoffs. Oilers are playing Emma's favorite team. And we wanted to go watch all the games. And I'm a Flames fan. And we went to watch the Flames games as well. So we were there in the sports bar one night watching a Flames game. And there was a guy there beside us in a Leafs jersey. I didn't know he was going to become my fucking Mexican nemesis.
You guys got along and you said you were smiling. You even have a picture with him, I thought.
No.
I thought you guys all had a picture.
No.
Like you were on good terms the first night. It was friendly banter.
It was friendly banter, but I could tell at the end of the day, he was a total dick. I was not definitely taking pictures with that guy, but I didn't think anything of it. You don't think that, 2 days later,
this guy's gonna be all up on you,
and he's like now fucking moldy strawberry.
He's been at the swim up bar all day drinking.
He's been there for.
We've all done
days.
it. I'm not judging.
No,
but like he was slurring his words.
Asshole.
He couldn't speak, and he was just being a jerk. And he's like, "Oh, Calgary, blah." But then he's like, kept trying to get into her space. Like he had to be on top of her to talk to her.
And now my edible, is starting to kick in, and I get the giggles.
You get the giggles,
and I don't find this guy. I don't take him seriously because I didn't realize that this is what he looked like until Emma pointed it out. But he was full of like white chest hair, like on his shoulders, his arms, and his back. And Emma said that he looked like when a strawberry goes moldy in your fridge.
He really did, though.
Dude. So this is what happened. He was so close to me that his fur was touching me in the pool. And I'm sitting, and if you've been to Mexico to a swim up, you're on a stool like this in the water. But you're just in the fucking water, just like this.
Yeah.
Dude's like this in my face, all
leaning
like
up on top of
like
her.
Fucking Mexican beer. And I'm like, oh man, you need to back off.
Can you please just back off of me?
I'm like totally.
You're in my personal space. Can you just please back up a little bit? Like I don't mind entertaining a conversation with you. I'm not upset or angry or anything, but like you're just way too close for comfort.
like,
I don't know who you are.
please, yeah, just back up. And he's like, oh, you think you're better than me? I'm like, I'm not. I don't even know what you're talking about. Now I get the giggles. And
So he just thinks you're
pissing my pants, and he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Because I'm laughing, and he's like, "Oh, you think you're so fucking funny? You think you're better than me?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm high. I need you to just back the fuck off."
At the edge, and now like getting ready to hop in.
Now Mike and them are like,
Rod's
fucking waiting
right outside the pool watching because he's ready to hop in. If
in
anything,
the pool ready to fucking pounce. We got one around the perimeter. We got one over here. It was ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
this guy
he got kicked out.
So
that's what level he
and
was at.
Who came to save us was just random people in the pool distracted him, and then his wife or girlfriend got involved and is coming at me like, "Oh, you're upset that he wasn't paying attention." I'm like, "I have a wife, bitch."
Yeah, I'm not trying to pick him up. Like
he's like, he looks like that moldy strawberry. That's what I call that.
I honestly thought, I don't know what. Yeah, she was crazy. She was on a different level.
She was,
anyways. And then we got matching tattoos on that trip.
Oh, the little turtles. Mine is here.
Little turtles here.
Yeah.
I love getting tattoos when I travel. I've already said that, but that's my souvenir. I don't need trinkets and this and that.
No.
This one my family all got. We got when we went to Hawaii. It was Haley's first tattoo, which is super special. And yeah.
Mine are just stickers. I just get them because, to be honest, I love
you get pain. A bunch at a time though.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go and get like 6 or 7 at once. But I just get it because I enjoy the pain. I find it therapeutic. I love it.
The sound.
And I just love that they're just all different. They all have meaning. Some do, some don't. Some super suck, and that's okay. But I love all of them. But my favorite are my 5 Seinfeld tattoos. I'm a Seinfeld junkie. Like, I watched it for like 4 hours last night.
Which? Oh, Seinfeld.
Yeah, I can't.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know.
What about the Clown Motel?
Oh, shit. Yes. Well done. Cheers. Excellent. Thank you for noticing.
Hey, who's here to keep? Who's the note taker? Here to keep us on. This is me.
This is why. This is why. Okay, so as I mentioned, yes, I play pool, and so one year I was gonna go play in Vegas, and I thought, you know what, Emma and I had never been on a vacation together. And because we started watching Ghost Adventures, that was the first show we started watching. We were like, I wonder how far Tonopah is from Vegas, because I'm not going to play pool this year. Let's do a road trip if it's close to go stay at the Clown Motel.
Which I didn't even know was a thing.
Dude, this place.
It's super cool and creepy all in one.
It's amazing. So
and it has an original key, which is the funniest thing.
I know, and they've since renovated, and actually
now they're to the.
I'll post part of that video because it's pretty hysterical.
So funny.
So it was only a 3.5 hour drive from McCarran, which is the airport in Vegas, and I was like, "Fuck it, okay, I'm not gonna play this year." Not that I win anything in Vegas, but I just love to play. Right? I have plays, I've won $100 or whatever.
So many friends.
That's right.
That's part of it.
It's community. Just my pool family, and I just love it. But anyway, I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let's go to Tonopah. So we go and we stay at the Clown Motel for 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
And we found out just like a year ago, and we went in 2019. We found out like a year ago, we stayed in the most haunted room for that 3 days. And I'll tell you something, Emma got affected in that room. And it was the day after we did the 3 a.m. cemetery tour, which is 50 yards from the Clown Motel. And it's where most of the miners died during like the early 1900s from the flu. And I mean, not the being fucking burnt up in a mine. That would suck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that would fucking suck.
I would panic.
I couldn't.
I would be
I don't even like.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to the miners.
We
It's
almost
such a
toured
terrible
a
job.
mine when we were in Drumheller. There's one out there. Brooklyn was too young,
That's
and
such.
you
I
had
love
to.
Drumheller's such a cool
Oh,
fucking place.
right. So cool. The foothills
Mhm.
camping
The
is
hoodoos.
yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, totally.
We should actually go to the Tyrell Museum. I haven't
It's
been there
been a
since the
while.
kids
It's
were
been a
like
few years.
fucking 5 years old. It's been a
So
long time.
what happened? It attached itself to her.
I got distracted. Fuck,
That's okay.
You're good at that. Do you see? We can balance each other. Do you know why? It's because she's a Virgo and I'm a Libra. Our birthdays are only like 11 days apart. That's why.
Sorry
Yes,
for the
we're
glare,
crazy
but-
astrology people. So we did the 3 a.m. cemetery tour. We recorded the whole thing.
I love. They posted it on Facebook,
it-
so every year on the
Mhm.
anniversary, it comes back up, and I love watching
We
it
did
because it's so interesting.
We did it Facebook Live, and it was so funny. We were
Mhm.
as respectful as we could be too.
Mm.
But you know what was funny is we had a friend that we had just met in Vegas when we went to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum, which by the way
Gotta
is
go.
fucking
What-
amazing.
Okay, after your story, come back to that because I
Yes.
want to know what it's all about. I wanted to do it this time when I went with my mom and my sister.
Yeah.
But they don't like that kind of stuff. So they're like, we could do it. But in my head, I knew they didn't want to. So we
Yeah.
went to the
No,
Titanic.
that's something the four of us will do.
Titanic instead.
That was probably still very interesting.
Yeah, it was neat to see everything,
Yeah.
especially like all the real stuff
Mhm.
that came from the ship. We all watched and loved that movie.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like for the $40 or whatever it costs, I'm good. I won't go back.
Right.
I won't go back.
Yeah.
But it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So when we stayed at the Cloud Motel, the funny thing is it was just taken over by new owners. And again, this is 2019 in May. And we go up to our room, which at the time we did not know was the most haunted room. So because it was in renovation stage, we got a room that didn't have a window. It was plywood.
Oh,
So you turned out
I don't think you showed that in your video.
dude.
Oh my god.
No, but I have pictures of it.
You can't even get out if something tries to fuck with me.
Listen, I wish I would have taken more pictures of that room. I'm so stupid sometimes. I don't know why I don't think of that shit. But when you close the door and turn the lights out, the funniest thing is when we actually opened the door into the room when we got there, we opened the door to a full-size avocado fridge from like 1972.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then 2 beds from also 1972 with those quilts from 1972. Because like I said, it was just taken over new ownership. So they hadn't renovated yet,
Oh,
which
the
I loved
original. Yeah.
that we had the tub. I mean, we didn't even touch it. We didn't go near it. It was terrifying. Like this, it was awesome. Like it was such a dump. I can't tell you how amazing it was. There's nothing I love more than a dumpy motel.
Right.
And it was. We didn't know so fucking
Without
haunted.
bed bugs.
No, and that's the thing. It was
Did
clean.
you have something happen in your room though?
Yeah. So after we did
Like that was at the cemetery where
so at the cemetery we just went through, we did our thing, we left. So we did some research about that because we walked through during the day and we saw coins left on a lot of the headstones and things. And a lot of them were under cages, and it was like so their souls couldn't get out. I can't remember. Again, don't quote me. There was a reason for it, but it was super creepy.
Mhm.
Well, so we went through it during the day just to have a quick look and get our footings because there's cages and weird things all around, fences around them and everything, rocks. And we didn't want to disturb anything, first of all, because that you don't want to piss them off.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we went through and we didn't think anything of it. We go to bed the next night, and at this time we didn't have edibles or anything. And Emma wasn't drinking, nothing. And that was the first time that something attached itself to her. And she just sat up and fucking she started dry heaving. And she was like, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, there's something on me. It's like, she's like, it's on my shoulders. It's on my shoulders. I said, what are you talking about? She's like, there's something on me. And she's dry heaving. And I'm like, oh my God. So I text my buddy Dave because he does paranormal stuff. And I said, what do I do? I don't know what to do. He says, tell it to go away. So
you're in control.
Yeah. Repeatedly. You're not welcome here. You can't, you can't be on me, blah, blah. So finally, after a good 10 minutes of that, it did go away. And she like collapsed and slept for like 14 hours.
Oh my God.
It was crazy, but things love to attach
And
themselves
okay, so
to
you
her.
say first time.
Yeah, and
There was
then
another
at Alberta
time?
Beach, well, she taunted the one at Alberta Beach. It was her own fault.
Sounds like
So,
someone I know.
right? Right? We had our SLS out, and she's like, "Oh, you think you're so tough? Why don't you do something then?" And we had just ordered food. This is at Jetties in Alberta Beach, and the architecture in that place, all the original wood in there, it's fucking beautiful. I love that bar. Can't wait to go back this summer. It's one of my favorite things too about being at camp is that bar. I love that bar. So she's taunting it, and it said, "Oh yeah," and it said something back. I can't remember exactly what, but she just said, "I don't feel good." Her face turned white. First of all, she's British. She's already white. She's a ginger. Okay. She's as white as they fucking come.
She gets a sunburn in the shade.
Oh God. Like she needs a hat. It's like, so yeah, I had to get the food to go. I found her outside puking outside and she taunts shit. I don't know, man. It's creepy.
That's
Oh,
so
and
cool.
you know what the story with Keith at Alberta Beach?
Right?
Tell it.
Oh, I don't even remember. It was weird. He just kept saying something kept drawing to him to this room. So there's this one, the honey house that she was talking about. It's this one door, and 9 times out of 10, strangely enough, the door won't open.
And it's a short door, like a hobbit door. So it's
but the
creepy.
Rare time that one of them can get it open, it's like it was opened for a reason. Right. Because there's been many people like, I'll try, Steph's try, Emma try, and then all of a sudden I can be like, bloop, I don't know what the problem
didn't
was.
That actually happened with Mike and Emma.
Totally.
Yeah.
So Keith just kept saying it's drawing me. It's like it's pulling me. It's drawing me. And he kept trying to get people to go with him. I don't even know. It just was really weird.
And we never knew actually what was behind that door.
Almost.
It actually was possessive.
It's a crawl space. And it had him crawling around the house in this weird.
It was like it was like a tunnel in behind the wall that wasn't insulated. It's super fucking creepy, man.
Yeah.
And he actually went running down it and then came running back and out. And we were like, dude, that was really fucking scary. Do you have any stories from like when you were young growing up of anything?
Well, I was going to ask you if you believed that kids have a sixth sense or like
100%.
Absolutely. Because they always say you have it when you're born. Like that's why babies like will coo in a corner or this and that. Like I've actually had where Brooklyn will stop and wave to her doorway. She'll like stop in front of her room and she'll wave. And I'm like, a dark, empty room. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just waving at the guy in my room. I'm like, oh, okay. Tell him I said hi too. Like, I don't know. Cause I'm like, that's fucking freaky. But if you're not scared, okay. But she's always been like that. Like I've watched her, like I have a video and she's just blabbing on and on, like, cause she likes to talk. And she all of a sudden an orb, because there's orbs. I know there's dust, there's whatever. This orb literally went up and across the screen in like almost like a half moon. So it went up and across. That's probably something you can't explain away. And she watches it with her eyes and then she starts talking about chasing shadows.
That's fucking crazy.
And I'm like, Or like, because my kids, when they're scared, when they have nightmares and stuff, I'm like, well, you have control of your dreams. And I've always said this to my kids. And they're like,
more wine.
Okay, get some more. I mean, it's right there. I'll take some too, though.
Not going far.
So I always tell them you have the ability to control your dreams. This is me. I've controlled my dreams since I was small. I don't like being scared, so I like to always have a way out. So and this will age me, but I'm very much the person that I'm the Super Mario character with the fuzzy tail where I run, and then I go up and I fly and I can fly and fly and fly. And then I start coming down gradually. That's what happens in my dreams, but I can control them every time. And I'm also like, if I can't like control where I'm flying or this and that, I just let myself go and I'll like fall through the floor and fall into a whole new universe and like be okay. I've always controlled my dreams. And so I tell my kids the same thing. You have full control of your dreams. And so that helps eliminate nightmares, because now, I mean, I don't know about Quincy, but Haley and Brooklyn both control their dreams. And Brooklyn came upstairs one time and she grabbed like an ornament off the tree and it was dented in, and she fucking fixed it. She's like, whoop, and she put it back on the tree. And I was like, whew. She literally came up from upstairs, like out of her bedroom, fixed this ornament. And I was like, how'd you know to do that? She's like, because I dreamt about it last night, so I wanted to see if it would work.
And it's so fucking weird. Kids are so creepy.
Dude,
kids are creepy. It's amazing.
Everything is learned.
That's absolutely, but
to be
when you
scared.
think that's right. But when they're small, though, like they're so still attached to that world they just came from.
Yep.
And they can see things that we can't see.
Yeah.
And if your kid says they have an imaginary friend, they likely fucking do.
They probably do.
Oh. And that's not a bad thing, unless it's a demon or it's terrorizing them.
But that's what I always tell them: set clear boundaries. Like you can't be bad. You can't.
Yeah, like I
harm
can't tell you to
do
anything bad. Yeah, no, for sure.
Set strict parameters, and that's how my faith and spiritualism. I don't know how you say it, but that's how I am. I'm just like, I believe in a lot of it, but I don't want the bad stuff. Keep the bad stuff away from me. I don't want it, and it's not allowed. And I always just say that to my kids: if you're strict and say this is just not allowed, it doesn't come around. It doesn't happen, because you've. And even I've had friends that are learning like to be transient or in that kind of stuff, like where they're learning to connect with like spirits or mediumship or any of that kind of stuff. And they always say you have to set the certain level that you're allowing to come around. So when you put it out there, you're like, I don't allow spirits below this level or whatever kind of thing, because those are considered like low frequency or like bad for you or whatever the case may be. But I'm not way into that kind of stuff. I don't know the details. Yeah, I'm not trying to be
sounds pretty. Yeah, that's.
But I believe deep. It, because I know that I control what's in and around my home and what I allow to come in and out. And it's funny because when I was in my job interview, I was talking to her like about belief and because I have a tattoo. This one's faith. I have strength and faith, and I do have faith, but not necessarily. I don't know if it's God, but I don't know if it's not God. Like it's just something's out there. I know this. Like my brother and his best friend didn't fall off a mountain, and the doctors say, oh, he's not going to live. He's never going to talk. He's never going to walk. And he defy all odds. It wasn't his time. Like I believe things happen for a reason. If I'm stuck at a train, it's because maybe I'm not going to get in a car accident 5 minutes up the road. Sure. Like there's
Final
a reason
for
everything.
Final destination.
But I believe that. Like I don't. First of all, I hate being late. If I'm not early, I'm late.
Oh, dude, my anxiety goes through the fucking roof if I'm not 15 minutes early.
Totally.
Or earlier.
Right. So that's me. So even like the one time I was late at my lash lady, she's like, Jen, like you're always here early. You're sitting in your car. Like obviously things are going to come up. And this is where that trust is built. Yeah. Right. So, but I do believe as a kid, like your window's just way more open. And I don't know that I have any stories per se personally, not that I can think of, but I do with my kids.
And then I'll do mine after you. What is your dream ghost hunting location?
Oh.
And if you can't think of the exact one, like what one would you want to go to the most that you can think of?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I know for sure like New Orleans would be up there. Salem is up there. Castles, like any of the penitentiaries, old insane asylums.
Did you know that we could actually go to the old Montana State Prison?
That would be super cool.
Dude, it's not a far drive.
How much history is in these places? Like, of course, there's 1,000 restless spirits that just Don't know if they're dead. Don't know if they're
The
alive. Don't know.
sanatoriums, like the mental institutions.
Mhm.
My God, like
What's your dream? What's
the
your top one?
God. I know I told you that had one, but now you made me
Brain
doubt
fart.
myself.
That's such a great
Because
question.
yeah, I was just thinking of it, and I'm like, okay, what? Let's see. All right, let's fucking royal. Oh, okay. Well, okay. You know what? Let me think about that. Dream Halloween destination. I have it on my vision board. Transylvania,
Oh,
dude.
we have to
How
let's share a
fucking
picture of our vision boards. We've talked about them a
okay.
few times. If you haven't done a vision board, I highly encourage it, or picking a word for the year, something to focus on. For me, my word this year is inspire. I want to inspire more people in my life. I've always felt like I made a difference up until a while ago, and I was like, what's my purpose? Like,
This
my purpose is
this is
like
our purpose.
cleaning, and you know what I mean? So like I used to be a huge like coach in my job, and I used to really love it, and I had value, and even like just the adult interaction and stuff, right? So
Oh, I know.
I can't wait to travel though. I traveling is I try and go somewhere once a year. I used to pull the kids out of school, and everyone like, how dare you? You know what? It's life. We do some kind of land and sea tour, or some kind of like tour where they learned about the culture and the people and where we are visiting, and we'd bring treats for the kids in the schoolhouses. And
Where's your Halloween pick?
which Halloween pick?
Your Halloween pick for if you could go? Is it Salem?
You
Like,
know what I want to do? I want to do Day of the Dead. Like I would love to
dude,
be in
yes.
Mexico. I used to think that
We could
Cinco.
go with
This
my
is
dad
how
and Carmen.
this is how Canadian I am. How like I used to think Day of the Dead, or no, I used to think Cinco de Mayo was like huge in Mexico. Like everyone loves
Oh
it.
my God,
They're
no,
like,
Day
it's
of the
not a
Dead is
thing
the
in Mexico.
best.
Cinco de Mayo is not a thing in Mexico.
No,
You go down there, it's nothing. Day of the Dead, however, is like
it is.
all the
That was also on the list when we were choosing between that and New Orleans. That was close. And my dad is married to a woman from
I love it.
Morelia, and we love Carmen. Shout out to Carmen. She's fucking amazing.
Singer.
Yeah,
I mean, she's amazing.
she's
I gotta move this for next week. It's like right in front of my
she's
face.
spectacular. And I want to go to her hometown. But yeah, she is the funnest person. Like, oh my God. But we want to go do Day of the Dead when they are there.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
I love Mexico. It's always so welcoming. They're always so happy and just like love life. I remember the first time I ever went to Mexico, and they were like chopping the grass with machetes, and I was like, holy fuck, these people know how to work. Like, all right, why don't you just take a pair of scissors to that grass? Like, you might as well.
Wow.
But like they'll be up on those grass huts, like no safety gear, no, not just working on
No
it.
H&S.
Señorita, ocho cervezas, por favor. That's what me and my husband always say. It's so funny because we always spoil. I shouldn't give away my secrets, but we always spoil the swim up bar workers. We bring them T-shirts, and we bring them cups, and we give them good
like
tips.
bribery.
I mean, it's bribery, but like literally,
I mean, it's bribery.
we'll be drinking beers. The swim up bar's not even open yet, and people are like,
Yeah, how'd
where
you get
where
that?
the fuck did you get beers from?
They already clear shit up.
It's from Jose over there. Like,
Yeah.
they bring us all our beers before they set up for the day because but I love and appreciate like, and that's just how I am, right? So, but it's so funny because they'll like be passing us drinks around. Other people are like, sorry, but thank you, thank God, gracias.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so Emma and I crashed.
It was
their
family vacation.
Trip. So
I gotta post that picture as
so
well.
The Hofstras were all going on their family vacation to Mexico, and Emma and I had never been on an all inclusive. So we were like, hey, can we come? And they were
of
like,
course, your family. Yeah.
Of course. So there's such weird, they're amazing, weird pictures. But it just, there's canvases. Like 10 Hofstras, and then me and Emma on the end, just
and you're super high, so you're like leaning into her and
Man,
It's so
those
cute.
pictures are
classic.
amazing.
They're like the creepy old like 80s photos where you're like,
Who are those people on the end?
what the hell's going on here? What kind
Oh
of hillbilly?
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Well,
This has been amazing. This has been a great episode.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you have anything to add? I'm gonna put my hoodie on.
I was
show you guys
actually
what it
thinking the
looks like.
same thing.
Let's see if they fit. 'cause
Actually, yeah, let's put them
I
on
got us
so
the
we
same
can
size.
actually so Candy can see as well.
Candy, the
Candy,
camp-
are you kidding me? I'm
Camping
like
Nut
obsessed.
Creations. We have supported her. She used to camp with us. She doesn't camp out there anymore. But we used to support her all the time when she first started. She's busier now. She has a much bigger. She was gonna put our names. I ixnayed the names. So
I love
okay, show them. I'll put mine on.
Okay.
Show them. Show the people.
Oh my goodness.
Aw.
I'm obsessed. Like that is fucking awesome. So
We got $0 to give.
oh my god, I love it so much. We decided when we decided we decided when we decided
And we decided.
we would commit to doing this one episode a week for a year. And we are going to commit to that. That means whether it's a camp, whether she's in, we're in it.
Don't mind us.
And
We're
whether
just taking
it has to go home to Saskatoon for some reason, we can still do this split screen. So we are going to commit to
stay tuned
episode
every Tuesday,
Yeah.
if not sooner. So, I mean, because we're raw and unedited and we want to give you like the full experience of what we're just living here in the moment, we're going to try and post even sooner than Tuesdays, but sometimes we might not record until Sunday or Monday. Like it always depends. Every day, every week will be flexible based on our life. We have kids, we have families, we have husbands, wives, everything, all the things. But we're having fun. We hope you're enjoying this. If you've got a topic, put them in the comments, put your feedback. How was the audio and stuff?
Oh God, yes,
inch
I know.
by inch,
I
it's
know.
a cinch.
And
But you love it.
that sounds like something you would say like at a Tupperware party, or like a seamstress part. Inch by inch. That's hard to say. Inch by inch. It's what did you say?
Inch by inch, it's a cinch.
Inch by inch. Inches. What? Say it again.
But what's the other one? Something like there's another one that's like basically
inch by inch. It's a cinch.
Yeah, it's a cinch.
That's hard to say. Holy shit. Well,
love you. Love you long time.
You guys so much. God, please.
See you next week.